Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're taking a deep dive into the world of chatbots, those little AI-powered helpers that are popping up everywhere online.
They sure are.
And you've sent in this fascinating document called Your Customers Don't Click, They Chat. So
Oh, yeah, that's a good
we're going to
read.
break it down and see what it's all about. Because let's
Yes.
be honest, it's a fast-paced world out there, right?
Mm,
Nobody's got time to waste clicking through endless menus and waiting for responses.
absolutely.
People want answers, and they want them now. So the big question is, can chatbots really bridge that gap and create a seamless experience for your customers? Or is it all just hype?
Well, that's what we're here to find out.
Okay, so this document comes out strong right off the bat with this bold statement. Your
Hmm.
customers don't click, they chat. What do you think? Is this just marketing speak or is there something real here?
I think it's more than just a catchy phrase. It actually reflects a fundamental shift in how people are interacting with businesses online.
Okay, tell me more about that.
Well, think about it. We're all so used to instant messaging in our personal lives. Texting, WhatsApp, all that. It's quick, it's easy, it's personalized. And now customers are expecting that same level of immediacy and convenience when they're dealing with businesses.
That makes sense. Nobody wants to wait on hold for hours. Right.
Right. And there's actual data to back this up. Forrester, they did a study and they found that over half of consumers, like 57% of them, would rather use chat for simple inquiries than like email or phone.
Wow, 57%. That's a pretty significant number.
Yeah, it's a pretty clear indication that things are changing.
All right, so we've established that customers are definitely into this whole chatting thing.
Yeah.
But what about the benefits for businesses? The document talks about things like instant customer support, lead generation, and even e-commerce assistance. Let's start with support. How does a chatbot actually provide better support than, say, a traditional FAQ page on a website?
Okay. Well, a good chatbot, a really smart one, it does more than just answer basic questions. It can actually understand the context of a customer's inquiry, their past interactions, maybe even their browsing history on the website.
So it's like a virtual assistant that actually remembers you.
Exactly. And because it has access to all this information, it can offer much more personalized and relevant support. Plus, it's available 24/7 so customers can get help whenever they need it without having to wait for business hours.
I see. So it's like having a super efficient customer service rep who never sleeps.
And never takes a coffee break. But there's a flip side to this. I've definitely encountered chatbots that try to be too clever, too automated, and it just ends up being frustrating.
Oh, totally. Like you're trying to get a simple answer, and the chatbot's just giving you these generic responses that don't actually address your issue.
Exactly. So it's all about finding that balance between automation and the human touch.
Right, because at the end of the day, people still want to feel like they're dealing with a real person who understands their needs.
Absolutely. And a good chatbot system will recognize when a situation requires human intervention.
Mm.
Maybe it's a complex issue, or maybe the customer just wants to talk to a real person.
Okay, so seamless handover to a human agent when needed is key.
Exactly. You don't want to leave your customers hanging.
All right, now let's move on to lead generation.
Okay.
How can a chatbot actually help businesses bring in new customers?
Okay, so imagine this. A chatbot that proactively engages with visitors on your website. It doesn't just wait for them to ask questions. It can actually identify potential leads based on their behavior, what they're looking at, and then initiate conversations that gently guide them toward products or services they might be interested in.
It's like having a very subtle salesperson working for you 24/7.
Yeah, but without the pushiness, right? Because it's all about providing value and building relationships. And because it's powered by AI, a chatbot can analyze huge amounts of data to identify the most promising leads, which can save your human sales team a lot of time and effort.
That's a pretty compelling case for chatbots in sales and marketing. But the document also emphasizes this idea of seamless integration. And I'm curious, how seamless is it really?
Well, that's a crucial point. Because a chatbot shouldn't feel like a separate entity just kind of tacked onto your website. It needs
Yeah.
to be integrated with your existing systems, your CRM, your e-commerce platform, everything.
So it's not just about installing a chatbot on your website. It's about making sure it's talking to all the other systems you already have in place.
Exactly, because that's how you create a truly unified experience for your customers. The chatbot should have access to all the information it needs to provide personalized and helpful interactions.
It's all about that data, isn't it?
Data is king.
Okay, before we wrap things up, I want to mention the author of this document, Paramendra Bhagat. He clearly believes in the power of chatbots. He's even included his personal phone number and a big, bold message me today call to action.
He's definitely not shy about reaching out, is he?
What do you make of that approach?
Well, it's certainly direct, and it might be effective for some businesses, but I think it really depends on your target audience and your brand personality. Some people might appreciate that personal touch, while others might find it a bit too pushy.
Yeah, it's all about finding the right tone and approach for your specific audience. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground today. If our listeners could only take away one key message from this deep dive into the world of chatbots, what would it be?
I'd say the biggest takeaway is that chatbots are no longer a futuristic concept. They're here, they're evolving rapidly, and they're becoming increasingly sophisticated. And they really do have the potential to transform how businesses interact with their customers.
They're not just a gimmick.
Not at all. But the key is strategic implementation. It's not about just slapping a chatbot on your website and hoping for the best.
Got to be done right.
Right. You need to think carefully about your goals, your target audience, and how the chatbot will integrate with your existing systems.
It's an investment.
It is. But when done well, it can pay off big time. Happier customers, more leads, increased sales, all that good stuff.
Exactly. So to all our listeners out there, think about your own business. Think about your customer journey. Could a chatbot help you create a more seamless, engaging, and ultimately more satisfying experience for your customers?
That's the question you got to ask yourself.
That's something to ponder. And on that note, we'll leave you to explore the world of chatbots further. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, and we'll see you next time.
See you